there. Welcome back. We've had a couple days off. Hope you've still been cooking and eating. Today we're going for a little Spanakopita by request. We're starting off with a fine dice of some white onion here. That's half an onion going right into our pan. So that's going to, we're going to sweat those out. As always, now Spanakopita usually has the spinach and feta. We're going to throw on our kettle here, bring it up, and what we're going to do is wilt this spinach. We're just going to wilt it. We're going to put some hot tea water on it, and that's going to soften it up so that it cooks down while we make the filling for the Spanakopita. And we got our oil in the pan, cooking up some onions, so we're going to just get that sweating. We got some temperature on there. And so we'll add a couple little cloves of minced up garlic here. Now today we're going to just make a like a half batch rather than a full batch. And if you don't like garlic too much, you can probably get away with just putting in one clove. But when you stop it.
I don't know, just my hands went over.
What do you got? Okay, well, hey, we got the garlic going here. As you can hear, maybe in the background, our music singing, but so is our kettle. You can find our tea water. I'm just gonna pour that on. This is about 3 cups worth, dry cups of spinach. Throw some water on that, and that's just gonna wilt down right like that. We can take our stir from our onions. Just give that a push down. Now that's not going to stay there too long. We're just going to give it enough to soften it up so it's not crunchy when we make our guts. We got our garlic here, all done up. It's going to go right in here with the onions and garlic all together. We're mixing that around. We're going to season this in a second. We're just soften this up because it's not going to cook in the middle of our Spanakopita. Take our spinach now, drain that right through this little sieve. It's a little hot to the touch, but you can do that. Now we have that drained here, and we're going to mix that around with our onions and garlic as we are able. And we got some other stuff there, salt and pepper, and some fresh herbs. We're going to use parsley and dill for our guts today. You can throw in a little pinch of oregano, dry oregano if you have it around, just for fun. You can see this is sweating. We already picked our parsley off and washed it. We got some dill. It's about a couple teaspoons. So you don't, of course, you just want the main leaves. You don't want that main stem. Same thing for the parsley. We're just going to give this a quick cut up. Now, of course, if you have yourself some cheesecloth at home, you can run your herbs right through that cheesecloth until the water goes clear, and you'll have a double clean. If not, you just give it that first wash, rinse, and you'll be in business. So there you go. So we ended up with what looks like about more than enough herbs. So we're probably just going to use about half of this. So let's go over here. We'll get our salt and pepper. You can see this. This is now starting to brown, so we're just going to shut down our pan altogether for the Spanakopita guts. There we go. We're going to put the pepper right onto that pan, and that's going to cook it a little bit. We leave it there. We're mixing that around. We got our nice onions, garlic, salt, and pepper. We're going to take, let's see, let's measure this for fun. We got a, there's that's one tablespoon of our fresh herbs. Throw that in, and we do 1.5. Let's do 1.5 of those characters, and that'll go in there. The guts. So we got the herbs, we got the seasoning. Grab some spinach, throw that in there. Take it right off the heat. The heat's holding on a little bit, and that's what you're hearing. It's just that excess liquid cooking off from the spinach. So we do that, and then we're going to throw it into our extra mixing bowl. We have it ready here. And then all we need to do to make this a reality, as far as the guts go, is to put in our cheese and our eggs. So we have a cup worth of feta, already drained and crumbled mostly. You're certainly welcome to try a little ricotta in there if that's something that's interesting you. It'll make it a little smoother. But already you can see this is coming around. Now, I got a 1/4 cup of butter here. So throw that in the microwave for 30, 40 seconds, however long it takes to melt it. We got a couple eggs here. Got those prepped up. We're gonna just lightly beat those. You can keep your eggs for your compost or whatever, the shells at least. Find ourselves a little fork. And there we go, a little quick. Doesn't have to be too crazy together, just enough to blend the whites and the yolk. And you throw that in there. And so now we've got ourselves our guts for our 8x8 inch half casserole dish. Spanakopita. We're going to slide this right out of the way here now. Our cutting board. See how our butter's done. There you go. It's melted down on 30 seconds. We found ourselves, we're gifted some phyllo pastry from a friend in town here during the crisis, as they call it, pandemic. So we're thankful to her, and we're also thankful to our friend Henry for giving the shout out, giving the ask, giving a request onto what we want to do about this Spanakopita possibility. So here we are. Just going to take our time, make sure we roll this out as best as we can. It's okay if it gets a little tight or ripped. Just the way it goes sometimes. Phyllo pastry can always be a little finicky to work with, as you're witnessing right now. But that's not a problem. Just give me a sec here. We'll take a break. Wait. Okay, well, we fought through that, which wasn't easy, but we made it out successfully. We got our brush, our melted butter. We're gonna brush the pan first, just to make sure that it's all covered on each side, browned up things. Now, usually we just use a sheet per each layer, but we're gonna take this phyllo pastry and slowly peel it, and we're gonna do we're gonna double up each layer. So the trick here is gonna be to put it down half. We got half a layer. Take a little of our melted butter, color that up. We're gonna flip over the next section, fold that down, give it a paint, spin our dish, a 1/4 turn, get our next sheet, fire it in. Know that we already have some butter down there. Give it a white, a paint, flip it over. One more. Now we're up to 4 layers here. We're gonna go for a base of 6. And then fold all our extra in. So once you get this phyllo pastry coming, it works pretty well. easier than making your own. So we got one more layer here. Again, a little quick brush, our pastry brush, folding over again, get our butter. Now we're going to fold in all that extra you've had from each layer. We're going to give that a little dap. Then our guts. I'm just going to go right into the goodness like that. We're going to spread it around. Of course, if you like heavy spinach, add the spinach. If you like more feta, put in more feta. Of course, the whole idea again, at the old scratching the surface, is to make what you want to eat, not necessarily make what I want to eat, or necessarily how I make it. This is a couple techniques, mostly supposed to be good times. So we're going to put our next layer down, and we're going to do try to do 3 full sheets again this time. So we got one. We're going to cover that again. Pat it down. It's looking flat. It's looking good. Here we go. Number 2. Coming off like a dream now. Fire that there. Pat it down. Give it a brush. Another fold. Doing well. I hope you guys are all doing well wherever you are, however you are. We're doing pretty well here in Sackville. So we're gonna do one last one through the thick of it all. If you're homeschooling, hopefully the school's going well. If you're not, that's cool too. You know, as one of my fondest friends, the one who's this is being made for once, said, all learning doesn't show up on a transcript, Bri. And he's right. And this is one of those times right now. So if you're not in school, or if you're teaching or whatever, go easy on your students, go easy on yourself, fold all your stuff in, because you're gonna be learning some stuff in these next days, weeks, months that are gonna, last a lifetime. So we take the end of that melted butter. Seemed to work out just about the right amount. If you need more, melt a little more. And just like that, we are ready to fire our Spanakopita into the oven. It's ready to go. So we'll put this in for an hour or so. We'll see if we can track down Kitty. If we can't, then we'll just show you the finished result in about an hour, 350.
Whee! Oh!
Hermione.
Baseball. Oh no. Ah!
Okay.
Okay.
We'll get Emma to edit it and at least have a couple things Kitty can't catch. A little ringy-ding ball.
Okay, so we got our Spanakopita out of here, out of the oven. We put just the right amount of butter that it didn't even stick to our pan at all. So we're gonna take the whole thing out. And just like that, we're in business. Now, of course, you're more than welcome to cut yours in the dish. And if you want to do that, you're fine. I'm gonna take this chef knife, cut it right down the length of it, right through. And you'll see that our everything's looking good. Spanakopita is looking great. Cut it up again. You see that little goodness in between there. Find a fork, and you're ready to go at home or here or wherever you eat it. Thanks for checking us out. Hope you divine.